Hi guys, this is Jean Holden, producer of the show, and I just wanted to take a minute to let you know where you can find us on the internet. Please go to ThatMan on Fatman.com. There you can find out all the things you need to know about the show. You'll be able to find links to the podcast, to YouTube, to Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Death Wish Coffee, the strongest coffee in the world.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and I want to urge you to make a generous donation to the Wayne Foundation so we can stop the sexual trafficking of children. Do it, or I'll find you.
And don't forget to check out our good friend of the show, Mark Live, over at chundertunes.com for all your podcast animation needs. ThatMan on Fatman is recorded with a Zoom H6 handy recorder. Zoom for creators.
Disclaimer. The show you're about to experience is for entertainment purposes only. The hosts use mature language and conversation just like in most of life. If you're too uptight, this might not be for you. All that said, we really do hope you enjoy the show. But if you don't enjoy it, expect a nice big shipment of my joyous Joker juice on your doorstep in the very near future. Toodles!
Yes, please note that use of all sound effects is done ironically.
Ooh-ah. You are listening to ThatMan on Fatman with Scott and Jean Holden, and they, trust me, have a great ass.
The second Y is sent in by
ThatMan on Fatman.
Oh, right on. Scott Holden.
Scott Holden, yep.
And what does Scott want?
Call me Scott because I'm Holden.
As the world's biggest Kevin Smith fan, I appreciate the fact that somebody finally made a podcast about that interesting motherfucker. So, yes, you absolutely did the right thing.
Okay, what has two thumbs and is a huge fan of Kevin Smith? ThatMan!
Scott, who does ThatMan on Fatman podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh-ah.
Well, once upon a time, just a regular man read a book written by the Fat Man. Tough shit written by old Kev Smith.
Ooh-ah. ThatMan on Fatman.
Kev said go out and start a podcast, and so I did, and I had a real blast. But my obsession was driving my co-host nuts.
Who is he? He's that man. He's talking.
Didn't want to bring the podcast down. Needed Porkchop Murphy to hang around.
Go get him, that man.
So I created a show with one heck of a plan, and I call that show ThatMan on Fatman.
ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
ThatMan on Fatman. ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
Go get him, that man.
Hey, everybody. See, you kind of, yeah, you made it go soft.
I deflated you.
You made my head
by talking about
I got a softie.
Chris Astley and Rick Astley and
Hey,
his nipples.
everybody. It's kind of episode 4-35 on ThatMan on Fatman. I am Scott Holden, and in the studio, as you can already hear, who gave me a premature ejaculatory state. No.
Oh
I know how to
God.
fix it. I know how to fix it.
What's his claw thing? And he goes right for his nipples.
Because they have a gravitational field.
They're like pulling me
They
towards
put less.
it.
Like everything circles my nipples.
Now, is that clockwise or counterclockwise?
Well, it depends on the nipple, I guess. Because of the gravitational fields, they have to work in conjunction.
Oh, that's
so
true.
one is clockwise and the other would be
Or they'd be
counterclockwise.
smashing into one another.
Yes, exactly.
Then there will be a nipple catastrophe.
It's all about gravity. It's a fabulous movie, too. Yuck.
And a wonderful song by John Mayer.
Yeah, so welcome to another episode. Today, our guest will be none other than comedic genius Jay Miller.
Yeah. He's done nipple stuff, I think, on his show.
Well, I know he's danced in various states
Yes.
of dress.
I'm sure there's nipple things
Contact
going on.
of some
Nipple
kind
contact.
between shirt and nip. Yes, there's always nip contact there. But before we go into any of that, we're going to jump right into this men lines.
Oh.
That Man on Fatman presents The Smidlines with Askew News reporter Danielle Ryan.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Good, how are you? I just want to say I'm so happy that Bane is getting more voice work there.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Absolutely.
He's doing well.
Oh, go, hey, sock it to us.
All right. I am Danielle Ryan, as y'all just heard in that super awesome intro, and it sounded so official. Like
Yeah, it
I
really
just
does,
hearing my
right?
name like that, like that's a rush.
It's all Bane, you know.
Yeah.
It's all
He's
about
very
Bane.
proper. He's very proper and does it right every time.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Throw me off my game, but that's all right. So today I am here with your news, and our first bit of news is actually kind of a little bit more in the personal realm than in the Kevin Smith overall realm. And our own Gene of That Man on Fatman was on Ralph Garman's new podcast, The Ralph Report.
I know, right?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it. I know you went on there to promote not only That Man on Fatman, but to talk about the Tales from the Swing, and which is your other podcast, and,
It was
and
really
that
cool.
lifestyle and everything.
Well, I knew that there was some talk that Ralph was going to do the sex. What is it called? Sex U
University.
So I sent him an email, and things kind of just started from there, and it was really cool. It's funny because I thought, like, I think I'm nervous, but then as we talked, I wasn't. Like, it was just a conversation. It was really nice. We had a good time. I liked it. Yeah.
I'll say
That's
one.
available on the Patreon, correct?
Yeah, it's Patreon, patreon.com.
If you just go to the
Ralph
ralphreport.com,
Garman.
it'll take you there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think
And
that's going to be like the Sex You, I think, is going to be an every Thursday
Bit, yeah,
bit.
for now.
Yeah, so it's not going to be swinging every time, unfortunately. But
Yeah. But
because
some of the nice things that come out of it were like he agreed. I mean, he'd already sort of agreed before to come on, but now it's like really moving in the direction
Yeah.
of getting him on Tales from the Swing.
So
I mean,
now-
he's been on this show, but it'll be interesting to get
Yeah.
him on Tales from the Swing.
I'm so curious. I have so many questions.
Yeah, and we actually got so excited about how well it came out because I think that if you got to hear the bit, I really would like Ralph to like cut it and put it on YouTube because you could really use it as an
It's like-
educational
right.
intro to someone. Like you want to know about it? Here's a really great video or a really great thing you can listen to
Yeah.
that'll set your mind
Yeah.
in the right direction.
And he tells you like all
at
the
ease.
places online you can go to try it out.
I really thought it was a really good
I
bit,
agree.
even without you.
I
So,
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
And it inspired us to drop another Tales from the Swing really quick.
Yeah. I was honored. I was very happy when he asked me. So
Yes.
thank you very much. And thank you
Yeah.
for bringing it
Oh,
up.
yeah, I'm so
Danny.
glad you
That was
brought
so
it up.
Sweet.
Of
Thank you.
Of course. Well, it's too cool.
I know.
mean,
it was
I-
awesome.
it's awesome, and I totally believe in sex positivity, and like I believe that sex
Yeah.
education and like open,
Right.
honest sex education
Right.
is one of the most important things we can do
Right.
for public health.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. Okay. So we're back.
And so we've got some other cool news this week. It's sort of just projects that are in the air for Kevin after he finishes Kilroy. we're looking at he pitched something to Netflix, and he's had some issues pitching to Netflix, I guess. In the past, he's pitched a bunch and has never heard anything back, and now he has pitched 2 more things to Netflix. He went to 2 meetings, and hopefully we get something Netflix from Kevin, because I feel like they really let creators go ham, and I would love to see what Kevin could do with some Netflix money.
That was he tells a great story. I think it was on Fatman on Batman.
Yeah.
It might have been, but yeah, he tells like how every time he goes into the Netflix building, he runs into like the guy who runs the place.
Yeah,
and he's always like, What are you pitching? I hope we buy it. And he's like, I guess one of the times he went in more recently, he's like, I think we'll be okay as long as we don't run into him.
Yeah, the guy's name is Ted. He's like, as long as we don't run into Ted, we're good. So fingers crossed they didn't run into Ted.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get another Clerks cartoon.
Another Clerks cartoon, or possibly the other thing that I know he wanted to serialize was Hit Someone, which was
Hit Somebody, yeah.
And he's actually recently released them as sort of like audiobooks, the scripts.
Wasn't Will Wheaton supposed to be in that? I thought he was for some reason. Will Wheaton.
That would be the best thing in the entire world.
Well, actually, at one point, part of the whole thing was Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay.
He wanted Bruce Willis to play like the aging goon.
Yeah, for some reason.
I don't know if Bruce Willis and Kevin Smith are ever going to work together again.
Yeah, but actually, if you listen, we listen to this as a listener, or as like a guy who almost has to listen.
Right.
Not too long ago, Kevin talked about getting a cold, out of the blue call from Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And he talks about it like, the whole time he's like, is this for real? Am I being punked? Is this part of a show?
It's like, why are you calling me?
Yeah,
this is weird.
So who knows? There are stranger things could happen.
Yeah. I like the Will Wheaton idea, though, for some reason.
Yeah,
I love that
Actually,
idea.
no, not for some reason. I like Will Wheaton.
And no matter what, Die Hard may be one of the greatest movies ever made.
Die Hard is
love
amazing.
Die Hard.
Die Hard is wonderful.
If you're a filmmaker, you can't not, because that movie, what I love about it's based on a book, but really it's all film. That movie was all movie.
It really
it's all movie. It's
like
a
all the
true blockbuster action flick, and
really
in the best way.
Yeah, and all the good ideas, like a lot of them came out of the script, modifying the script and the production shooting, and Alan Rickman, the greatest villain of all time. Yes, as Kevin says, anyone who does a Eurotrash villain from here on out is always going to be doing Alan Rickman.
He's so his performance is amazing. It's just so.
Okay, we're sorry. We interrupted you. We we fell down the rabbit hole on Die Hard.
That's okay. A Die Hard rabbit hole is always an okay rabbit hole to go down.
It is.
That's totally fine, especially if you end at Alan Rickman.
Yes.
I know, right?
I've been in love with him since Dogma, so.
Oh, isn't it amazing?
Come on. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. It's the greatest line ever.
I loved him in Dogma.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant actor.
He was. I'm still not over anybody we lost in the last 2 years.
I know it still doesn't sit right, and knowing and the stuff.
It's
that
so
came
weird.
out with,
You were watching that guitar battle, Guitar Gently Weeps with Tom Petty and Prince, and it's like, wow,
it was
they're both dead now.
What an amazing performance! Prince was an amazing
and one of them's
artist.
Aren't they finding out that what's his name?
Tom
Petty also drugs.
Tom Petty. It was I think it was fentanyl. Yeah. Isn't that what they mix with the
with heroin usually?
It's mixed with heroin.
I've had fentanyl under
same
doctors.
thing with Prince. Prince was fucking the OxyContin shit.
So that's
2 more people
much
claimed from that shit.
Right.
Yeah, they gave me fentanyl to put me under for surgery.
Oh yeah.
And
is that their go-to for that? Is that what?
Well, if a fucking
yeah,
if someone who knows what they're doing is doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody who knows what they're doing is doing it. So they used it for me for surgery. So I actually Googled it afterwards because I was like, I want to know exactly what they put in me. And the difference between an overdose amount and the amount that you need to be put under is it's like a milligram. It's so little.
And Yeah, again, it
changes
but
your
here's
breathing.
the thing: they're there, so like if you stop breathing,
Yeah,
they will
it's their
push.
job.
They will push
Oh
oxygen
yeah, you
in
were
you.
medically. You were medically. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
under the supervision.
Because that's the biggest fear with all of these things is that it puts that part of the brain to sleep that
it's
tells you to
horrifying.
go to sleep.
And you know what?
Or the thing that tells your brain to breathe,
Right.
like that. All these drugs seem to affect that part of the brain.
You know what sucks the most about both of those, Prince and Tom Petty, and maybe some of the others, maybe even
They were
like
too soon.
I just don't. I don't think it was meant to.
No,
happen.
exactly. Too soon.
Like they
If
were
you're taking
just
that shit,
doing
it's
their
too soon.
maybe they're just doing.
You could have got another 20 years out of both those guys at least.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe
Carrie
they-
Fisher was 60.
I know
Yeah.
too. That was horrifying
Another
when I
one.
found about
Yeah,
that.
another one.
Horrifying.
I mean, it's just been absolutely crazy the past couple of years because,
Oh.
like, I'm a big horror nut, and in the horror field, it's been nuts. Just the people we've lost, Tobe Hooper and George Romero, and
God.
I mean, people are just dropping.
It's terrible.
Yeah, someone in the Kevin Smith community not
Yeah.
too long ago, a year ago, Mark Costello, or 2
Mark
years ago.
Costello
Yeah.
from the Secret Stash.
He used to
in
work
Red
at the
Bank.
Secret Stash. He was
Yeah.
on a lot of the comic,
Yeah.
a few of the comic book men shows. He was a friend.
Yeah.
But I did hear a theory that actually, like, sort of makes me feel better. And that theory is that this is actually the rapture, and that all these celebrities that are dying, like, they're the ones that are chosen.
Yeah, the chosen ones.
I think I think we're going out on a limb there. As an atheist, I have a problem with your theory.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't actually believe it. I just think
No,
it's funny.
she thinks it's funny.
I gotcha.
No,
We have to have
only,
humor.
My only actual theory is that Bowie just went home. That one I do believe full-heartedly. He did not die. He just went home.
Oh man, that album is too much.
Now, David Bowie did
Genius.
not. Do you think that he died of opiates?
No, he had cancer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay. If anything,
Yeah.
if he did, I'd be happy he was.
Yeah,
not
that's
in
why he
pain
did
anymore.
Dark Star or whatever it was.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like
That-
Warren Zevon knew he was going to go, and then he did Knocking on Heaven's Door, and it's the
Yeah.
most chilling thing on the
Oh
planet.
my god, that's like unbelievable.
Yeah, I know a guy who
David Bowie was amazing. That
who knows the drummer on that album, and
Who's that?
he's amazing, Chris.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Oh,
talks
yeah,
of
him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
that
guy who knows like everybody cool. You just feel cool like knowing him. You just feel like, oh, I'm kind of cool because I know.
I was in a
Don't you
band
love
with the
that?
dude, so I'm allowed.
Yeah, it is.
I'm allowed to have roots.
Yeah, for like the conversation, you feel really cool when you're talking about Chris, and then when it's
Yeah.
done, it's like, all right, back to normal now.
Give the story, and then we'll tell you what we're talking about after the fact. If you have any stories left.
I got one more small story. It's not been a big news week as far as Kevin goes because he's been busy at Sundance and all that.
Oh, and also, isn't he shooting?
He's shooting The Flash in Canada.
Flash.
Yeah,
So he's been doing
shooting
that.
The Flash because he
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
showed
Oh,
the
that old
script
show?
for episode.
Yeah, I
2.
made him. I just want to make a correction. I think I mentioned in an episode or two that it was Supergirl, but I was incorrect. It was Flash.
Yeah, The Flash, and that's so
Yeah.
Shooting the same area.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's all shot in the same area, and then they do crossovers all the time,
Yeah,
and I mean
yeah.
whatnot. But
And he has shot a lot for Supergirl.
Yeah.
yes, and so the actually this is all tied into that. The show Riverdale, which is apparently doing quite well, and is on the same network as all this other craziness. The CW is where all this takes place. And they've actually, there's an actress on that show, Marisol Nichols, and she has asked Kevin if he would consider directing an episode of Riverdale.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I saw
that
that.
is
I
so
saw- she tweeted it out.
awesome! I love that so much.
Him doing Archie just feels so freaking right.
Isn't
And Kevin did. He kind of deflected. He was
I
like,
love that.
he was
all
like,
the
he would love to, but you guys probably, you don't really need me. I'm not
Yeah.
all that. He kind of did the old self abasement.
Yeah, well,
response.
I would actually watch Riverdale if he did that.
Oh my
'cause-
God.
Yeah,
I
you know
love
what?
that.
It's funny. It
It's
just
just-
dropped. The first season, I believe, is on Netflix now, and I've been meaning to binge it
Oh.
because
I've been meaning to watch it. I've
Yeah.
heard mixed things, but I've been meaning to check it out. Just
everything
because...
everything I've heard is good because I guess when it's supposed to be Archie, I guess the bar is low.
Right. Now, is there only
Well,
one
it
season
is-
of that out?
Yeah,
now?
it's just
It's on
one
its second
season,
season.
and There's
Okay.
a dark twist to it. Like, it's definitely not fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's Archie meets Buffy.
Yeah,
I think
and,
it's worth.
Sabrina
it's
is
worth-
going to be in season 2, which is like the one reason I'm kind of interested
Which
because I grew
makes
up
sense
with
because
that.
that was
Yeah,
in
Sabrina.
that's in the
That's
Archie comics
Yeah.
domain.
Yep.
So, you know what?
People don't realize
Buffy
Sabrina
as
the
Sabrina.
Teenage Witch was.
Oh my god, it sounds like it's worth checking out. It really does.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I haven't watched a CW show since, oh god, like Supernatural season 6 or 7.
Oh yeah.
I have to tell you, I really enjoyed The Flash.
I got out of it though.
Yeah, we kind of fell out in season 3. It got a little too crazy.
I love the characters though. They're so...
But like, it's an easy binge to catch up, and
Yeah.
so it's not like. But we
Yeah.
really enjoy it. The only thing is, they're 24 episodes, and that kind of becomes
Yeah.
backbreaking.
But if you love something, it's not work. It's
Yeah.
just flows. It just kind of flows.
Ask a writer.
I'm so excited for
I
Kevin.
got superhero fatigue, so
Yeah.
All right, why don't we? Since we've gone off on a complete tangent, why don't we just close out the theme and get ourselves
does
out
she
of
have
here?
any more
Oh yeah,
stories?
and also plug
But you
yourself.
don't know if she's done telling
I think
the
she
stories.
was.
I am out of stories.
Okay.
It's been a slow news week for Kevin,
That's okay.
so but that's okay because he's busy man.
He is.
Tell everybody
So-
where they can find your stuff.
Absolutely. So if you want to, actually, we're thinking about doing an episode of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer on my podcast.
Ooh, there you go.
So,
Cool.
my podcast is Freaky Fandoms. We now have a website, which is freakyfandomspodcast.com. We now have a Patreon, and it's patreon.com/Freaky Fandoms Podcast, I believe. And then just come check us out. I talk about freaky movies, TV shows, comic books, whatever, with my awesome co-host Hawkins, and we have a lot of fun. We sometimes have guests, and that is basically it. You can always check me out on Twitter at DannyRat, DANIRAT, and I'm sure to be my vulgar, bizarre self over there, so give me a follow.
Yeah.
And I listened to your Star Wars episode, by the way.
Yeah.
I had to listen to it, and I have Fargo queued up. And is it the movie or the show?
It's Fargo the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
and
Good. Because I prefer that.
Yeah.
We briefly talk about the show. I mean, we talk about the show for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's basically just me talking about one scene in season 1.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't even seen the show, I don't think.
Tell us where we can find everything again. You said
I
Freaky
said we're
Fandoms.
all over
Did
again.
you
She just did it.
Yeah, okay. Well, then guess what? We're out of here.
Oh my gosh, the girl's good.
Smedlines. With a Skew News reporter, Danielle Ryan. Follow her on Twitter at Danny Rat.
And there you have the Smedlines.
Thank you, Danny.
Where we basically toasted Jeans. So
I know.
big moment on the Ralph
Thanks,
Report.
guys. You guys
Yeah.
are so good.
That was really cool.
I enjoyed that, and I think it comes through the most that I enjoyed it.
Yes.
It was so... I have to also say, I was a little nervous, but I didn't psych myself out, and I just said to myself, you know what, I've met Ralph, he's really cool, we've talked before, and it was fine. So we just made it into a conversation. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, and what I also liked was we enjoyed that episode so much. We were so inspired and charged up. We literally went and dropped another.
Yeah.
We do another show called Tales from the Swing.
Yeah.
We did Tales from the Ralph Report,
Ralph Report. It
and
was
just kind of
fun.
commented on
Yeah.
the other aspects of what kind of made the air and what didn't make the air.
Yeah.
And again, I really like that. I hope if Ralph hears this, I hope he cuts out that bit and maybe puts it on YouTube with a link to the Ralph Report
Right.
and all that, because that is a really good bit.
It's informative.
I would like to link to it and
Right.
say, hey, anyone who's interested, here's a nice...
Right.
I mean, it literally is Swinging 101. It's a nice little intro. It's got a nice sense of humor.
Right.
You being in there also makes it good.
Yeah.
Brings some variation
Well,
to the
and
lifestyle.
the 101 part, like making it like he's teaching, teaching people, and then bringing like a real life, like
Yeah.
having me on,
Yeah.
was bringing it like
Full
now,
circle.
like
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
And it did bring it full circle. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
and I like how we kind of like matched each other's, thoughts on it.
Hey, we got some nice feedback on a particular bit.
Do it?
But the thing was, it didn't. And most of it came from the YouTube side. And the reason why was because we did something we were pretty funny in the last show. I don't know what happened. Obviously, something happened, and it's not affecting this show in any way, shape, or form. But
whatever happened, that was
yeah,
removed.
that one time fluke. happened, but we did a bit. And it was like really towards the end of the show. It was somewhat spontaneous, but the folks who heard it really liked it. And I just want to replay it just because it's early in the show, pre-guest. I want to play this just as a little highlight. And this is if you didn't stay tuned post guest last week. Apparently Donald Trump paid a visit to the studio.
Oh my God!
I'm going to play what that sounded like. Spank me with Buddy Christ, just like Donald Trump gets spanked with. Spank me with the Forbes magazine with me on the cover.
Ew, he's so disgusting.
Even
what
his
a beautiful
perverse,
girl.
Even his perverse sexual fantasies, and he has to find the only right-wing douchebag porn star.
I hate that
Are
she's
you a
a
right-wing douchebag?
I hate that she's a right-wing douchebag.
Spank me with my Forbes magazine. You look just like my daughter when I come across your face.
That's what Ivanka would look like if I did that to her.
If I gave her a cum mustache.
Oh, my God. He actually compared her with Ivanka.
You're so pretty and smart with my pecker tracks across your face. Don't get any on you.
Don't get any on you. It's already all
I was
over your
talking
face.
about the orange. I wasn't talking about my jism. We'll see what happens when the jizz mixes with the orange. It explodes. You gotta take that off real fast, or you're gonna have your face explode. I'm sorry. It's like epoxy. It may even seal your mouth shut. So quick, get it off there. Oh wait, it's mixing. Oh well, this is good now. You'll know we won't be able to talk to the papers. The papers.
Oh my God, I can't breathe. Sorry, guys. My God.
All right, we'll cut it there this week.
Go get the papers. That did it. As soon as you said that, I went
There's still
off.
more, but
yeah.
To me that
oh
the
my
papers.
God. I'm
the papers
crying
is
again.
hilarious.
The papers. Oh my God. Everybody knows who that is.
Oh, and while I know.
Oh my God, I'm crying again.
So
that was so funny. I'm glad you guys loved that.
She was actually.
I'm crying again because it's so. I don't know.
It was just.
I'm just imagining the orange with the cum and the.
To me, the whole bit takes off where don't get any on you because you can hear you like just completely kind of crumble at that
he's
point.
Like, don't get anything on you, but it's like already all over your face. He's more like, don't get anything on the velvet sofa, honey. You know what I mean? He doesn't give a shit about me. That's why it was so funny. Like, don't get anything on you.
Wow, you just blew the mic out.
It's funny.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, guys.
Oh, and
please listen to that again if you want.
A shout out to Afterburn, the folks over at Afterburn.
Leo and Kitty.
What's the number? Because I never get it right.
Oh, I always get the number wrong. Wait,
me
stay
too.
there.
So we'll just say Afterburn, Leo and Kitty.
Yeah.
Know who we are.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
I think it's 7:39 for some reason.
Yes, I think you're right too.
Am I right?
I'm just terrible with numbers.
I'm horrible, and I'm probably saying it wrong.
You're better
but
than I am.
Yeah, I am, but still not so good.
Well, yeah. Thanks for supporting the show
thanks,
and
guys.
the retweets and all that stuff. We love seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody loves us, but we love seeing it.
They do, but no one loves us enough, apparently.
Yeah, never enough. Empty soul. Oh, I need love to fill my heart in my chest, 'cause it's empty.
Afterbird 7:39. I was right.
Yes. There you go.
And also, everybody love Laura Dern on Instagram.
Apparently so.
Yes.
So, as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
we have on the show today the very special, the very talented, the very funny guy, Mr. Jay Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on the show before.
Yeah.
It's been a while, though.
It has been, and he's one of our favorites.
Yeah, we just get a kick out of him.
He makes us laugh.
Yeah, but what tends to happen is we end up like just sort of like, for lack of a better term, sucking his dick, like paying him compliments and telling him how great he is.
We suck his cock, and then we talk about us.
And he just kind of falls back, and it's just a funny dynamic.
And then, but he often, and he'll agree that he doesn't like being on the spot. He likes to flip it and interview the other people. But we just didn't even.
Yeah, it's funny too because we had just recorded a Tales from the Swing not too before. So my mindset is so in. I kind of when we get on that show, my mindset changes. I become like social justice bisexual warrior. You know what I mean? Like guy who's got to be. in your face about,
Right. You're going to speak up for all of the people that can't speak up for themselves. Which I get it, but it doesn't. And
it's hard to come out of that.
And it's okay.
Because it is a part of me. And so therefore, so when I come into Jay, it's like trying to downshift out of that is awkward. And you may hear that in this interview.
I think Jay may even felt a little, this is a little awkward. 'Cause I don't think he's seen you that way before.
Are you gay, Jay? Are you a gay man? Do you relate to gay people?
And he's like, Scott, I've never seen you this way.
I wasn't like that.
No, you weren't like that, but I had sensed that, like, but it came out. It was fine.
I just assume Jay is straight.
He's straight.
But I think
Jay is straight.
But I do put him in an awkward spot.
Yeah, and I don't think you meant for it to go there.
No, but it was this sort of militancy hangover that I had from the last show.
Yeah. You were like Nazi fag.
Yeah. Thank you. Amen. That was a good place to put it. Yes.
Or Nazi. How do you say it? Nazi.
Nazi.
That's the way Arnold Schwarzenegger said it.
But that's the way. What's his name?
Give me an idea. I might get it.
He ran England during World War II. Winston Churchill.
Okay, Winston Churchill said Nazi. But that's the way you're supposed to say it.
We got to see the Nazis.
Yeah. The Nazis.
The Nazis.
See, we've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's Nazi.
Nazi. We will fight them in the air. We will fight them and we will never surrender.
Oh my God. He always seemed like he was falling asleep.
We will fight them in the ocean. We will never give up.
Is that just the way he talked?
Why the hell would you be inspired by that?
Is that the way he talked, though?
Yes.
Like, how old was he? No, I know, but all the time. How old was he?
That tells you what the British think of as rousing.
How old was he?
Hey guys, let's put this in front of our rockin' band.
Yeah, no wonder why they love Kevin.
We are Iron Maiden. We will fight them in the air. We'll fight them in the sea. We will never surrender.
They love Kevin so much.
We will. Oh, yes.
I'm starting to sound like Bane now.
We will fight them in the air. We will fight them in the sea. We will surrender. Oh.
What's the
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm a naughty boy, but he's a Nazi.
It's all right, Bane.
This is Winston Bane.
It sounds the same, Winston Bane.
Because I've been smoking Winston cigarettes. All right, too much of that.
That was funny.
That will be trimmed. There will be no evidence that Bane was ever here.
Adding more work for yourself.
No. Why did I even
Some
do
of
that?
it was good.
If only it went somewhere.
Yeah, but some of it was funny.
It became dead end.
It did, though.
Sometimes they die.
Just like that burp.
Just like, poor Jay. Like, this is his intro. All right. Well, poor guy. Well, at least we added a little humor in there.
Yeah,
so.
we have some humor. We haven't talked to him in a while, seeing what's going on. It was a fun time.
We gave Steve the night something to do.
Steve,
something to chuckle over.
A little entertainment.
Yes. Again, I'm working for my audience here.
Okay.
All right. Well, without any further ado, we give you the return of dear friend of the show, very funny comedian. I think he's a genius.
Right, Mr. Mid-Evening.
He should be a game show host. Why he isn't, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
But
someone needs to scoop this guy up.
The very great Mr. Jay Miller.
And now, here's our guest.
At this time, we are so pleased to welcome back someone I would consider to be a friend of the show and probably a friend in general.
Friend.
Yeah, would be the one, the only, the fabulous Mr. Jay Miller. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Hello, it's been a while.
Jay Miller, one of my favorite people in the world.
And it's funny because the last time we had you on, it was like a twofer. It was you.
Oh my God.
And Mr. Duffy.
That was so hilarious.
And we kind of flipped you. We did two shows, and like all we did was change the who the leading name was on the show.
I forgot about that one.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I think that was at At Duffy's apartment.
Yeah, Tim Duffy's apartment.
Yeah. And then,
That sounds like it should be a sitcom.
Duffy's apartment?
At Tim Duffy's apartment. Yeah.
No, I like Duffy's apartment.
Okay.
And I believe that a show could be made about Tim Duffy's apartment.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, just as long as no one's in it.
What about his apartment? Like, what's going on?
Tim's Tim's an interesting guy. I've been pitching to have an idea with Tim, just to have a podcast, just called Jay and Tim Disagree on Everything.
I totally agree.
Because,
well, I don't know if that makes sense, but I agree. I think
you
guys should totally have a podcast.
We are very similar to each other, yet we disagree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things you would think that we would agree on, which it's very funny.
And I also, you guys have like different, like, I would say Tim's a little more, what would be the right word?
Oh my God! Now we're thinking of a
esoteric, or maybe more. He's more in, and you're more out. If you know what I mean. Like you're more an extrovert, at least on stage, in performance-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he is much more. It seems more introvert. Like he's going to sit back with his pipe and maybe think on it a little while before actually releasing the joke.
Jay just like blurts it out.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think that is definitely you? Jay's a blurter.
Yeah.
Right.
I enjoy that about him. I really think Jay is a comic genius.
I do too. We think you're genius. Yeah.
We've said that before.
We really do.
Yeah.
You are, and I've said this the last time you were on. You're like, what's his name? What's the guy's name? And I'm forgetting it now. The guy from Cabin Boy.
Romano.
Oh no, she
the guy from Cabin Boy.
Yeah,
I love him.
Chris
Elliott.
Yeah.
You're like
you do have a Chris Elliott.
And I said it the last time you were on, and I say it all
we're
the time.
blowing him away.
I love Chris Elliott. So that means that says a lot about how much I love you, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is all a very nice way to start.
Yeah.
And you do have the same type of esoteric. I can see you as a guy under the seats.
He's so
if you will.
Yeah. He's so cornbally. I love it.
No, but he has, like, I'm a big old Letterman fan. So I remember classic Letterman. I watched those episodes.
Yeah,
and Chris Elliott was on another level.
Yeah.
He was like fucking Kaufman.
This is the show when Jay comes on and all we do is talk about Jay.
Yeah, and he just
listens.
isn't even there.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
He's on the show just listening to it, not even being on it.
All right. Well, let's do this. What are you doing now?
Yeah.
Let's give it a big plug and get that out of the way so we can move on to other things.
Well, I feel like everything past this point is going to be a bit of a disappointment.
No.
Because, I mean, I don't really have much going on.
You have a show, don't you?
I have a show. Do I?
You have a show coming.
I thought you had a monthly show.
You had a show coming in February.
Yeah.
February 5th, right? See, now we're doing it again. We're doing the show, and you're just listening.
Well, you know what's funny? I made a New Year's resolution to be a bit more positive about the things that I do. Because whenever I do something, it's always like, hey, I'm doing this show, but it's not going to be great. You probably don't want to come.
Okay.
That's how I've always promoted everything.
Which, hey, that always brings people right into the seats.
Exactly. And that's why no one comes into my seats.
That's not true.
So this year I'm going to try and do better. But I'm already doing bad because I don't even know what show I'm doing. So, I've been after I was with Impractical Jokers for 4 years, and I started doing this show called Staff Infection, which was the producers of the show. And it was just a chance for us to highlight whatever we're doing, either stand up or improv.
Improv.
You know, it started with like some of the jokers would come, and then it kind of felt like not everyone who was involved in the show really wanted to do it every month.
Oh.
You know, like I think people enjoyed it when they were there, but everyone is so busy that they were just like, we have other stuff to do. We can't do this. And I was the one running it, booking it and running it. And
that sounds kind of like the Daily Show podcast kind of went that way.
Yeah, it does. It sounds a lot like that. I got whenever I went to see you guys, I always got like a family vibe.
Yeah.
I totally so if you had that, if that was going on, I never felt it on the stage.
No.
felt-
I'm not. There was nothing negative about it.
I know. But
what
if there
you're
was
saying
somebody,
was
if
it was
there-
a pain in the ass to put on.
right. If there was somebody that couldn't be there, or was kind of like they
And
were.
it fell on your head.
It was hard. It never showed.
And
like
if
I'm not
you
saying.
didn't do it, it probably didn't get done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
I don't mean it to come out in a negative way.
Oh, no, you're
it's
not.
just leading. It's leading to when I left Jokers. Since those guys really didn't want to do it so much, it was like, oh well, it's silly for me to do a show because it really was like at some point just basically my show, and I was like, it's silly to do a show under the Impractical Jokers name when I don't work there anymore.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took over that show, and I'm just kind of changing the name of it. And I didn't mean that to sound like I was like upset with them or unhappy.
No, not at
that
all.
did not come out. That did not come off like
It
that.
became the kind of thing where they were just like, like, Jay, you're booking it. Just tell us when to be there. Tell us what we're doing.
Right.
So I had to get once we got everyone, I had to get everyone to agree with the idea of what we were doing. And so now it's like, oh, I don't have to get anyone to agree with the ideas.
Right.
That was
it's
really
your,
the whole point. That was the whole point of all that.
Yeah. And also, I mean, if you think about it, you're just sort of breathing new life into something that, was already kind of there.
Oh my God! Is this like mid evenings?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is this mid
like
evenings
you
at
are,
the pit?
I mean,
now I'm excited.
You were already sort of doing mid evenings, like you were.
Oh my God! Tell me it is.
I mean, you were using, I'm sure, your mid evenings toolbox, if you will, to put together,
what would
the
that
other
look
shows.
like? What does a mid evenings toolbox look like? I'm kind of curious.
That is a very good question.
What does it look like, Jay? What does a mid evenings? What blah blah blah? What does a mid evenings toolbox look like?
Let's see. It's probably filled with things that make you uncomfortable.
Like?
Oh.
Like by that, do you mean like actual like the Iron Maiden, or do you mean like a dildo, or
like random things like you would just pull out of your
or sharp objects?
Your butt. No.
I think it would be something more like maybe like a dildo with a picture of your grandma on it.
The end.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that would be disturbing.
To which you're just like, I don't understand how am I supposed to feel about this?
Yeah.
Well, I know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Very disturbed.
That's kind of funny, but it's kind of gross.
Where did he get this picture of my grandma?
Wait, Grandma. Grandma, why are you smiling in the picture?
Yeah, you appear to like this dildo.
Well, it's not going to be mid evenings exactly.
Okay.
I'm calling the show Happiness.
I love
that too.
I love that, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
It's
So
a
the show is
celebration, bitch.
Yes, a celebration, happiness.
It's basically going to be Jay Miller's Happiness.
Oh my God.
And it's all the things that make me happy.
See, that even sounds better. I like Jay Miller's happiness.
I do. Jay Miller's happiness. Well, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
So it's all the things that make you happy. Now, is it like people that make you happy too? Are you gonna have people on?
It's people, yes.
Okay.
It's people that make me happy. It's,
Dancing?
Will dildos with pictures of people's grandmas be showing up at happiness?
Exactly.
Lots of grandmas, lots of dildos. Now,
Singing. I like singing.
do you like dancing, Jay?
Can I be on the happiness show? I want to be on the happiness show, especially if they're singing. There's something I've always wanted to do. We can talk about it after, but there is something I've always wanted to do.
But Jay, are you going to dance? Because seriously, that's like the best thing ever, right?
I love to dance. I'm getting too old to dance, but I still love to do it.
Oh, too old to dance.
He doesn't want to ruin the show by telling us there's going to be a lot of dancing.
Yes.
He doesn't
He's
want to
teasing
spoil
us.
it.
Well, every time I do the We Built the City dance, I'm more and more out of breath, and it
I
hurts
know,
me.
but it brings the house down every time.
Why do I see you bursting out of a cake in the first?
Oh my God,
at the
yes.
first show or something.
Wow, you guys are seeing this a lot bigger than I am.
Like a red velvet cake.
He's like, no. He's
like a red velvet cake.
Yeah, it has to be red velvet, of course.
I think
red
so,
velvet's everything now.
No, it's
Maybe
not.
a red velvet
Red
cupcake.
velvet.
Can you burst out of a red velvet cupcake, sir?
I mean, if you bake it,
You
a
bake
big
it,
cupcake.
he will come.
this show is going to be a lot like all my other things, where it will be extremely unprepared.
Yeah, but it's like mid-evenings like that.
No, actually, that's not true. Because I've seen you do a lot of prep.
You prep.
You're short selling yourself again.
See, you're doing it again,
Yeah,
Jay. You're
yeah,
already
just-
breaking your
because
New Year's resolution.
One of the funniest things I saw you do was that freaking dance from what was that show? Full
oh
House
my God,
or whatever.
that was so hilarious.
That was
Jay.
amazing, and that had to be prepared.
See?
Yes.
You did. You had to watch it and watch it again and watch it again and practice. Because dancing, you just can't jump on stage and just dance.
Especially
You
if
got
you
to
want to be in
practice
sync
for
with a
that.
television set.
I like dancing.
Oh my God, we love when you dance.
Lord of the Dance.
And I'm not the only one.
Parody of Lord of the Dance.
That would be great.
I will try and learn for the first show. I will have to put all the things that I enjoy, which is singing and dancing, and then I'll have to do a song and I'll have to do a dance.
Oh my
There you
God,
go.
yes.
You're a song
See?
and dance man now,
You totally are.
and a Renaissance man.
There's a few things that we did for Staph Infection that I really enjoyed. But there's one thing that I don't remember if we did. I have a terrible memory, and I can't remember if we did it or if it's just a dream that I have.
Okay.
But
You dreamt that you did it.
I want to play musical chairs with the entire audience, and every time that someone loses, they have to leave the show.
Oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah, they paid.
Well, listen, it'll be the end of the show.
There's nothing left.
They'll be
really.
leaving anyway,
At that
so
point, yeah.
they'll just have to leave first.
I want the end of the show.
I actually kind of like that.
I like it,
actually,
too.
Because then, leaving I hate goodbyes.
Oh my God, this is so hilarious.
Such a pain in the ass.
And there's not like everyone leaving together. One person leaves at a time.
You
But
just
it's
get
also you're at the I love the idea of just 3 audience members in the room by themselves playing musical chairs for nobody.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Very sad.
Yeah, and no one's there to have fun with them. They're just doing it
How is
for
that
themselves.
happiness?
That's my happiness.
It's like sadness.
See, now this is about Jay Miller's happiness. Get it? Nobody else's, just his.
That's right. I forgot.
Oh my God, Jay.
There'll probably be a lot of strange moments that not everyone will understand or enjoy, but be rest assured, I will be enjoying.
See?
So it
All
will be
makes
like
sense.
mid-evenings. Ah!
It is. I love mid-evenings. I know
Yeah,
we
me
keep
too.
going back to it, and I know it gets old because I keep saying it, but I loved it.
Any plans for mid-evenings in the future?
As of right now, no.
Yeah.
When's
he
your
gets
birthday?
That question. He gets that question way too much, I'm sure.
When's your birthday, sir?
When's my birthday?
Yeah, because that was the last time I remember you doing a
Yeah.
mid-evenings, or at least one we were at.
That was the last one we went to. It was his birthday.
Yeah, and that
wasn't the last one. I did one. Last year was the first year that I didn't do a mid-evenings since 2007.
Was it Trump? Did he stop you?
Trump has stopped me.
Listen.
Trump has stopped me from enjoying anything.
We can't
Isn't that
talk about,
amazing?
but we can't talk about happiness and Trump in the same sentence.
it's really tough.
Enough. No, I forbid Trump in this interview because
Okay.
it ruins everything.
Yeah, it kind of does.
He's like totally sucks any
He
joy out
sucks
of
the life
the
out of
life out of the room, and this is happiness. So happiness and Trump can't be in the same breath. So what we were just saying? I forget what we were just saying. You have to remember, Scott.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Fucking retard.
That was a good.
Sorry.
That was a good pull at just that moment too.
That was
That
Trump.
was pretty good.
That was good, right? Fuck face.
fuck.
Fuck face.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yes,
mid-evenings.
Jay.
The
We were
last
talking about
mid-evenings I think that we
mid-evenings, yes.
did was in 2016. We did an
Yes.
episode that I've still never put online. So I don't even know where it is.
Well, we
Wow.
had the.
That's a sad thing. We got to get this back.
When did so we must have went to?
We got to get the band
I
back
think
together.
we went 2016, or maybe it was 2015. We went.
Well, it's definitely
and we
his
came on
birthday.
stage for your birthday.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
we
that
enjoyed
was
it.
fun. I think you got.
What happened was in 2016, I took a little break from the show, and the studio. We were doing it in the studio in Staten Island.
Yeah, yeah.
At the public, the community
Mhm.
television place,
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
It was cool.
They weren't a fan of my show.
Really?
And when I went to get my producer's license again, they denied me.
Yeah, but why do they have to be fans of it? You're doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. You were taking all the steps to do a show. Like, they don't have to be fans of it.
Agreed. But I was putting the product on Manhattan Cable as well. And a lot of times, the thing was that every time you did a show, you had to put it on TV. But I would always like to do like 4 or 5 episodes in a row.
Right.
So I would wait. And be like, the next 5 weeks are all new episodes, but that would be like 5 months of taping.
Yeah.
And so they would see it as that I was recording shows and not putting them on.
Okay.
So they basically said, you were recording stuff here and then you're airing them in Manhattan. You can't do that. And we're denying your license. And I moved to Brooklyn, so I can't get a Staten Island license anymore.
Oh, you're in Brooklyn now.
We didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
Oh.
Yeah.
When'd you move to Brooklyn?
I moved in like a year, September of 2016.
So you're like Elena's neighbor.
Yeah, so you and Elena are, because we were talking about you the other night with Elena. Of course. Now they're both in Brooklyn.
You're neighbors.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Do you guys hang?
Brooklyn's not.
No, we don't hang, but it's not because of her. I don't really do a lot of hanging in general.
You're friends. They're friends. That's it. So
yeah, hanging can be bad for the back too.
Agreed.
That is, yeah.
Agreed. Once it's upside down.
Yeah. Like that strange scene in Batman, 1989. All right, we want to take a moment to talk about Death Wish Coffee. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and get over to deathwishcoffee.com. And there you can buy the strongest coffee known to man without a prescription.
The world's strongest coffee ever.
Yes, as proudly displayed on my wife's sweatshirt over there.
Yes, on my body, on my mug,
yes,
on
it's
my
mug.
K-cups.
Yes, and you'll know them by their telling sign of the skull and crossbones.
It's
that tells
so
you
good.
Exactly what you're in for. It's that used to be the international symbol for poison, but now it is the symbol for good damn coffee.
It's awesome. Without milk, with milk, you don't really need it because it's strong.
But
it's
not bitter?
Not bitter. So you don't even need milk. You don't even need sugar, but you can add it if you'd like. It's just really, really the perfect, strongest, most awesome coffee.
Become a junkie of Death Wish. DeathWishCoffee.com. Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
And be sure to get 10% off your order at www.deathwishcoffee.com when you use the code ThatMan. That's one word, conjunctified, all caps. ThatMan for 10% off your orders at deathwishcoffee.com. I want to take this time to mention to you www.audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatMan. That's right, www.audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatMan. That's one word, conjunctified. Go there, sign up for your free 30-day free trial. Sign up, get a free book, a free audiobook, because you don't have to go through no tedious reading. You don't have to turn no fucking pages. You don't have to do any of that bullshit. You get in your car, you put on your headphones, and you are listening to a book. You're taking a magical journey into a fictitious land. You're expanding your mind, all when you're stuck in traffic. Fucking amazing. Audiobooks. These are the wave of the future. And you can get in for free for 30 days. A free trial. And when you get your free trial, you can download a copy of Tough Shit by our Savior, Kevin Smith. That's right. Our Lord and Savior, Kevin Smith, has left words for us to follow in our lives, and we can get it for free just by signing up to audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatMan. That's right. audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatMan. Thank you. Please sign up. You'll be very happy you did.
So, Jay, if you could do, if you Now, do you want to write for a show? Like, or is that where, if you could do anything now, would you want to write for another show or produce for another show? Or do you just want to do like your thing? Like, and do your own show and thing for a while? Or like, what's your, if you could dream, like do your dream, what would you do?
Are you doing stand up?
I would, I'd love to work for another show.
Yeah.
I think producing was something that once I started doing it, it came so easily to me.
Yes.
Because I was so used to doing everything for mid-evenings.
Right.
And, I was a tour manager, and I've always been someone who's like in charge of everything.
Right.
So
like a planner, like planning stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I got this job, it was I couldn't believe how easily it felt, easily it was for me to do, and how good I was at it. I knew I was good at it because I don't think I'm good at anything.
Right.
So the fact for me to be like, I'm really good at this, was like,
It must be true.
I mean, I get exactly what you mean, because when shooting documentaries, it's a bit of a set. And I actually, for the first time in my life, I'm like, I feel like a fish in water in this environment.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like a really fun cheerleader most of the time, and I like doing this.
Yeah. If it just feels right.
Yeah, it just felt right.
What happened to your documentary?
It's still happening. It's
Yeah.
just, it's in editing now. And like just between all of us, our editors, his wife just broke her ankle, like really bad.
Like bad,
Like
bad.
shattered it, and
Oh.
it's like in pieces.
So now it's
she's
like-
in one of these boots.
Does she edit with her feet?
Oh my God.
No, but that was the first thing I said to him. I'm like, but they have a little kid. They have, like a toddler.
Yeah.
So now she's pretty much like
Oh my
laid up.
God.
And he's, having to multitask. He's like, when he's not at work,
He's being Mr. Mom,
He's Mr.
kinda.
Mom. So editing, so we need to find a new editor.
We need to get this. How old is this kid? He's 2. He can edit.
Yeah, well, I said to him, does your wife edit? Because she's going to be in a chair a lot. She's just going to be sitting there. Can
Isn't she
you
gonna
teach
be-
her the tools?
Isn't she going to be bored?
Yeah.
She might. You never know. She could be like an amazing editor.
Yeah, she could be a Van Gogh, which is untapped. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we need an
April, we
editor.
love you.
And since Jean just lost her job,
I did. I just lost my job,
we're
Jay,
running
yesterday. I
we're-
got laid off.
Yeah, we're running into scramble mode to try and get some.
Oh my God.
Some bread on the table.
Can
so
I
that we
say
can
though,
finish
talking
that fucking
talking
movie.
about it makes me feel good, but every time I say it, it just doesn't feel right.
No.
It's like fucking me up still. It's so weird. Like I'm not going to
It's
see.
totally unexpected.
I'm
'cause
not
you're
going to
su-
see.
You're a good worker.
I'm not going to see the people that I've seen for the past 7 years,
Yeah.
like every day.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, Jay? Like, did you feel like that?
Well, me. I know all about it.
I know, right?
Wow, yeah, this is
Like,
weird.
what
we
is
talked
that?
to you. We talked
Yeah.
Ralph Garman too.
Yeah, we talked
recently had this.
about this with Ralph Garman was laid off from K-Rock over in L.A.
Yeah.
And we kind of like, it's like, he used the word frightening. It's like, what do you, like,
It's happened to me too. I mean,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
because so much of your ego is connected with
Mm.
what you do.
Mm-hmm.
When someone says, "I'm sorry, for whatever reason, you can't do it here anymore," it's
Yeah.
like
It's
someone
almost
has ripped your heart out.
Who gives
yeah.
you the right? Who gives
But-
you the right to say that I'm not?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
anyway, the fact that
the
I'm
people
sitting
that pay
here
your check.
laughing about it is amazing. I'm so glad I have this outlet or podcast.
And this is why I say, this is why I like unions. Because in a union, it's not that easy for people to go, we need to lay off people.
Yeah, but
You,
not
you,
every,
you, and you.
But not every place can have a union,
Yeah. But
So.
that's why they should.
right? So it was an adjustment for you, right, Jay? Too. It's been an adjustment for you, not being with the Jokers.
Yeah, I think you go
Yeah.
through a few. I think you go through phases
Right.
where, first one is like, oh yeah, like what's gonna happen next?
Right? Yeah.
You freak
Yeah.
out a bit, and then you get to like the kind of exciting part where like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this, and then
Possibilities.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and then that's usually where you get hired or not. If you get hired, great. If you don't, then it's like, oh, fudge, what the hell's gonna happen?
Right. Then you go back into that
See,
again.
that I got stuck for a couple years in that.
Oh, my God.
And it got darker and
It's a
darker
very dark place.
and
For some
darker.
people, it just goes there.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't get arrested. It was bad timing.
Yeah,
It was
and
all bad timing.
It is what it is.
career
But
and
people
the market and everything else.
It sounds like it's almost like going through, like when you go through like the grief process.
Yeah, it's very much the same. It's
like
the 5 phases.
It's the
the
5
bargaining,
phases.
the anger, what is it? It's acceptance is the
Right,
last
and
one.
it's wrong. Of course, it's wrong to judge anything anyway, but it's wrong to judge anyone during that time because it's very important that they're in a phase for a reason. So they
Yeah.
go from one to another, and some people stay in one,
Yeah.
like
Well,
you
that's
did
the
for
whole
a
thing.
while.
If
but
you look at them, they make you can make a pentagram out of them.
Right, it can bring
because you can bounce all the fuck all through those
right.
things.
And some people can stay in depression, and it's real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, and that sort of thing can really bring it out in people. So
And sometimes you can accept it and you could be all right, and then 5 minutes later be like, fuck those people, and then be
oh my
angry.
God, I wanted to go. I was looking at her face on LinkedIn before. I'm like, ew,
And then
look
be
at
like,
that ugly
why?
bitch.
Then you're bargaining. Why me? What did I do? If only I had done this. If only I had done that.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
Anyway.
It's accepting grief,
Let's get back to happiness, which is way, way better than this. Shitty
Sorry,
talk.
Jay. Do we have a guest?
Shitty talk.
Do we have someone here?
I
We're
think
doing
we did
therapy
this-
on the wife.
I think this was when you were here the first time you were on. It was the same thing. Like, wait.
No,
is this
it was
shit-
actually he kind of turned it and interviewed us.
Because I remember he
We've
doesn't.
come a long way.
He liked to interview us. Well, because that's the way he is, right, Jay?
Yes.
You'd rather interview us and not be interviewed.
There's not. I've already said everything I need to say about him.
So you're just getting enjoyment out of us talking.
So I'm starting my monthly show.
Yeah.
So you are doing that, and it's at the Pit, right?
It is at the Pit Loft.
Oh, okay. That's the other one.
That's the other one. Yeah, we were doing it in the regular Pit Theater, which we love. And then one night, there was something happened and we had to do it in the smaller space, and we all just loved it. We were like, oh, this is so much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so...
Did anyone ever pass out at your show? No.
Oh, my God. I don't want to talk about that night. Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah. That's a good story.
No, I think that was at the new one, right?
No, that was I think definitely at the old one.
Yeah.
That was the only show we ever missed too.
Yeah.
We were it was so weird. Like we were there, we were all lined up, and then you said, "I need to go sit down."
Yeah.
And we walked off, and I was still talking to someone, and I was about to go check on you.
Oh my God! Do we have to talk about this with everyone?
And I
who was
turned
there
away,
that
and
night?
I heard,
'Cause we talked about it with Elena too.
Someone just fell! Oh my
Elena
God!
Elena had to tell her version of the story.
Yes.
And everyone that we talk to now, we have to get their version of the story.
Yes.
And you know what sucks? I don't even have a fucking version because I don't even remember what happened.
I know.
Everyone
if
has
it makes
to-
you feel better, I don't have a version of it.
Thank you, Jay. All I remember is when I saw you, the next time, you were very sweet. But everyone's always sweet. Joker fan. Okay, can I just say this? You because that's where I really met you. Is through the Joker scene and all that. Those people are amazing.
They're really
I've
good
never
people.
met a group of people that are so amazing. They're so worried about you. They give a shit about you. Like you guys, even you. And
it's so
Casey,
weird to me.
all you guys care
When they kind of
and you
cross
don't
over
often get that.
with the diehard Tesdy fans who kind of have an edge to them.
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah, but
like
the
Clash
Joker
of Cultures.
fans, are very, very sweet. So I don't know. It's just the writer, everyone around it has always been amazing. So
I agree.
that's what I have to say. Yep. Yeah. Right. I agree.
What
See?
would you say was one of your favorite fan interaction moments? What cracked you up the most?
I had to answer this. Someone else asked me this question recently.
Really?
Just gave
It's a good question. Yeah.
Because I know they have funny fans.
Oh my God,
I know they make
hilarious.
tons of T-shirts on their own, and they're diehard. Dyed in the wool. We love these guys. So
they love. Yeah.
When I went over to the UK in August, everyone was amazing, and they
they all wanted to hang out after the show,
of course.
and then when they would leave, they would all, say goodbye to me and give me a hug, and I'd say goodbye, and then like 10, 15 minutes later, they'd come up to me and say, okay, good night.
Oh, they kept saying good night.
Like, okay, goodbye.
I think that's the
Then
thing
you
with
say
British.
goodbye to someone else, and then you say goodbye to another person, and then 15 minutes later, you say goodbye to the same people again. And at one point, I had to yell out. I was like, hey, I need to make an announcement. Everyone, if you say goodbye to me, you have to leave. I can't say goodbye to everyone 4 or 5 times.
You have to mean it when you
And
say goodbye.
there's something about that
That's
with
so
British
sweet.
people, from what
They're
I've
so
heard.
that's so
They
sweet.
say goodbye and just don't leave,
I know.
Or maybe that was the Mel Brooks joke.
They sound like they're huggers, too, over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if Ben and Ian and all those
Jay's
guys
a
are
hugger. Aren't you a hugger, Jay? You're a hugger, right?
I mean, I feel like I have to be.
Oh.
See, I'm not a hugger
He's
either,
a forced hugger. See, I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
So,
Like-
and Scott's even said she's a hugger.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're a girl, too, and that's
No.
usually more goes with that territory.
Yeah, I know plenty of girl who doesn't like to be touched.
All right, I know there's exceptions to every fucking rule, but more girls are huggers than not.
I agree.
Just
That's
like most
probably
girls
true.
can sing and can't.
So, Jay, what else are you doing over there? Are you at home right now?
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
How do you type with one hand?
Oh my God. Jay's so uncomfortable.
I started doing up a Patreon a few months ago.
Okay.
Because I do a Periscope stream that people seem to enjoy, and so I started up a Periscope where people basically pay to watch me.
No, that's always good.
Ooh, okay.
Isn't that kind of like porn?
I mean, that's the first thing that everyone thinks.
Yeah.
I've yet to show my wiener.
Good. Unlike your friend Joe Ambergio.
He has shown his wiener.
Yes, he has. I remember that story. It was
great.
so funny.
Yeah.
So people enjoy watching me for some reason, and I've been doing that a bunch. The address of the Patreon is patreon.com/midevenings.
Okay. See,
of course.
mid-evenings.
It all comes back to
It really
mid-evenings.
does.
Why are you... Okay.
No.
Here's what we've established. You're starting a podcast.
The podcast I'm really excited about, the one that I've been trying to get off the ground for a while, and it looks like it's going to happen, is with a comedian named Ian Fidance, who I love.
Tell us where we can find it, what's going on, and when it's going to start, and all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, we're having a meeting in a few days to kind of go over everything. So nothing has started yet. We've just gotten agreements, I guess. We are going to be watching the entire television show of Sex and the City.
So you're doing the commentary thing.
Oh my God.
Yes, we're going to be watching each episode. Is going to be 2 dudes talking about Sex and the City.
I love that.
Now, are you aware of the by-the-minute movement that is going on in podcasting?
I do not know it.
Yeah, we've fallen into this because we recently had a guest on who does Clerks Clerks Minute is the name of the podcast, but what they do and what all these new podcasts are doing, they take a movie or a series of movies, and each episode is literally talking about a minute of the movie. So if it's a 90-minute movie, they're going to get 90 podcasts just out of that first movie.
That's ridiculous.
It's a different style.
Yeah, it's just, it's a
But
different way
it's
of doing
becoming very popular
I don't think
in the podcast scene.
Well, I'll tell you where it's not going to become popular. In my apartment.
I can't imagine doing Sex in the City by the minute.
Yeah, maybe if you were a group of girls, you could break it down by the minute.
Oh my God, I love the idea of that. I'm so excited.
Sex and the City was one of the best written shows when it was on.
I loved it.
So.
It is one of my favorite shows.
Excellent.
I've seen every episode.
Who's your favorite on the show? Who's your favorite?
I'm looking to find someone to do the show with, looking to find someone who's never seen any episodes. And Ian has never seen a single episode.
Oh my God,
He doesn't know any of the characters. So
it's going to be interesting.
Oh my God, I love that idea.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to go through it in two ways. One, from someone who's never seen it. Me, I haven't watched it in over a decade, so it's fun to visit it, and it's also fun to see through the eyes of two guys, and also to see it through like, you know, we're living in a different time now,
right?
As far as women go and sexuality and you know, they were seen as being so progressive, and so it's going to be interesting to see that progressive in a, you know, seeing it now in a time that's even more progressive than
wait till you see the pilot too, because the pilot was really early compared to when the show got picked up. I just remember.
Right.
I remember. Not too long ago. I remember like binging a little, and the first episode was like, wow.
Oh my God! All I know,
this is a different show.
Can I tell you? All I know is, well, I love like it's hard for me to even pick which girl I love because I love them all. I fell in love with Aiden. Like when do you remember Aiden?
Yes.
Remember the carpenter? As soon as he came on the screen, I was like, oh my God, this is the man.
Every girl did.
Even more than Mr. Big, but I like Mr. Big too. Who doesn't? But Charlotte, sorry.
That's you?
I liked her the most.
I'm definitely I'm definitely what's her?
My God, Samantha.
You think I'm Samantha?
Oh,
you think I'm that much of a whore?
No, you're a man. Yeah, but we're not like.
I always thought of myself as the Sarah Jessica Parker character.
No,
because that's what all girls think.
I don't think so.
That's why I said.
I don't think so.
Oh, most girls say, "Oh."
No, I'm saying, who do you like the most? I'm not saying who are you.
No, it's more fun to do. Who are you?
Who are you, Jay? Out of all the girls, who are you?
Oh, I'm Carrie.
See, everybody
Jay's
thinks they're Carrie.
That's who
You're
I am.
Miranda, aren't you?
I'm more Charlotte. I'm Charlotte. I'm Charlotte all the way.
You're very Charlotte, but
Charlotte all the way.
But you have a
but so does she.
Yeah.
Charlotte has that too. See, that's why she's the best.
You're right. That's right, because there was that one episode where they're talking about ass eating, and she's like, and they're like, oh my God, if Charlotte's ahead of me on this one, I am definitely in the slow lane.
Isn't it funny the episodes you remember?
Yeah,
oh my God, you pulled that from like where?
That like I said, the show had brilliant writing, and that was brilliant writing.
Yeah. Well, we're like totally excited about the show. See, we're already on board.
Yeah, I'll be.
We're already talking about it.
So you're probably.
So we're hopefully it'll happen. One, you have it happen for a while, so hopefully it'll happen soon.
Okay,
that'd be awesome.
Excellent.
That'd be awesome. You should, definitely.
So, like, keep us.
I think
in the
podcasting.
mix.
I don't know why you don't already have a podcast, because you're like made for the medium.
Yeah, and you have like
you have creative ideas.
So many people enjoy your comedy, and
yeah. You'd be a great game show host. You know what I mean?
Jay.
You're that kind of guy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't say that I say that as a compliment. I don't say that as a,
game show host. I had like written all over you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the show on Netflix? Comedians getting in cars getting coffee.
Yes, I have.
Have you? Did you see the Sarah Jessica Parker one?
I love the surprise. It's a major hit
I was
show.
so happy. I'm so happy. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
And
who
he's a
watches
comedian.
It. Well, I don't know.
I would think it was almost
maybe
homework.
he gets bored of comedians. Did you see the Sarah Jessica Parker one?
I've seen every episode, and I think the Sarah Jessica Parker episode is probably my favorite one.
I'm with you there.
I loved her.
She is adorable. It's so much fun.
So genuine.
She kind of reminds me of you in many respects. She's fun to be with, and just, you know, can just talk and keep things going. And there is the bit of like where Jerry's like, now I see why people compare us, you know, because I am exhausting. You know, there's a bit of that.
I loved how she was looking at the radio and she's like, why was that for? What is that for that's been on the floor? Yeah. And I remember we had a station wagon. It wasn't that exact kind of station wagon, but it was the same sort of car, and it had the numbers, like the 5 and then the 4, just like that. I always wondered. And she was just so normal. She just brought it up. It was
now,
so cool.
Jay, I just want to tell me that the Michael Richards episode was not the most like, oh my God, this is uncomfortable of the shows. You know, towards the end there where he starts to talk about, you know, losing it on stage.
Oh my God, how uncomfortable must that have been?
Well, I think it's an uncomfortable thing for the both of them. I think it's uncomfortable for Jerry because it's his friend, and he wants his friend to, to look good. I'm sure he knows, he knows him well enough to say like he's not that kind of guy or where this came from, and giving him a platform to explain himself.
Yeah. I know, right? He just wants his friend to be okay is basically what.
Yeah, but it's almost like it would have been better if they didn't even touch on it. Yeah.
But maybe it was important for that to happen.
I know. But
you couldn't watch an episode of them together and then they don't bring it up.
Yeah, but at the same time, when they brought it up, it was like you brought the show to a screeching halt. And everybody was... This is how I felt. I felt bad for both of them. And I didn't want to be... I felt like, I get it, guys. You don't need to have this in front of me.
But because they obviously saw it before they put it out. And they felt
and they
like
went with
that's
it. But I thought Michael Richards even came out looking like... If he went back into a depression after that show from watching it, I wouldn't have been surprised.
I don't want to see that.
It's the best. I've seen every episode. I love it. I highly recommend it. Go download Crackle.
Actually, it's on. Guess what? It's on Netflix now too.
So, are you watching anything? Are you binging anything lately, Jay?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing under the sun right now?
Well, I have a little bit of like an OCD thing that if there's a show that I want to watch, I have to watch it from the beginning, and so I become a bit of a completist. And so I'm watching, there's a whole bunch of shows that I'm watching from the beginning, and it's very frustrating. I'm watching ER.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
And Cheers and Taxi.
Cheers and Taxi, I get?
Yeah, ER was just one of my favorite shows growing up. And now I'm like, I want to watch ER again. But in my head, I'm like, well, we have to watch it from the very beginning, and now we're going through that. So that's that. It's very frustrating. My favorite show is MTV's The Challenge. It initially started as the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Okay.
And now it's on like its 30th season, and it's just
Is it really?
Wow, I didn't even know that.
It's like really hot, youngins. Young millennials competing in these like giant obstacle courses for money.
Yeah, it's like that. What was that Warriors show or Gladiators? Like the blue and the green, the blue and the red dudes would knock you off and stuff. U.S. Gladiators or something. Yeah,
American Gladiators.
Yeah,
yes.
American Gladiators. Yes, that's right.
Right.
But I've seen my kids watch episodes of that show.
Yeah. What was that water one that was so funny? And the people who whacked off the thing.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, they always have crazy obstacles.
It was like Whiplash or something like that.
Yeah.
Wipeout.
Yes. Oh, I loved that one. That was so fun. Wipeout.
I'm impressed that I know so many answers to these questions you're asking.
I'm so happy, Jay.
A good game show host feels more like a game show.
That's what I'm thinking here. I'm like, wow, I called it because only someone who would want to be a game show host would know this many game shows.
Yeah, and you know all the answers, Jay.
Yeah. See, we found your calling in life. So you have to come up with a game show, sir.
Oh my God, this is so great! I can't wait.
You have to come up with a game show. I bet you it'll be the greatest game show ever.
Oh my God.
The only game show I want to do is just a WWE game show. I should pitch that to the WWE network.
Well,
you should.
Actually, hey, you know what? Develop it first. Don't use WWE. There's other wrestling things, other wrestling outfits.
It's great. I'm happy for everyone.
That's why your show is Jay Miller's Happiness. Every first Monday of the month at the Pit, the Loft, the Pit.
The Pit Loft, yeah. You go to my Twitter mid-evenings. You can find all the info on all the things. I'm much better. I'll promote it more on my Twitter.
And go to Patreon /mid-evenings.
Indeed. Go to all the things.
And follow Jay at mid-evenings on Twitter.
Do everything.
Are you on
And,
Instagram? Are you an Instagram guy?
Yes, he is on
I'm Instagram too. And
Isn't your Instagram at Mid Evenings too?
it's midevenings _ J Miller.
That's what it is, Mid Evenings.
And thank you guys for having me on again.
Dude,
I'm glad you had on, Jay.
All right, thank you guys. And,
Thanks, Jay.
Hopefully I'll see you all soon.
Dude, yeah, please. Well, maybe we'll see you at the first Happiness show.
It's possible.
Look
all right.
forward to it.
Thanks so much,
Bye,
sir.
guys.
Bye, Jay.
See ya.
Bye.
And there you have Mr. J. Miller.
Jay.
Thank you so much, sir, for
finally
putting up with us these last
funniest
few.
guy in town.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Yeah.
Wow. So there we have another guest out of the way, another show. Rapidly.
Jay Miller.
Rapidly.
Wraps up the 4th season for us.
Yes, well, it'll be his last 4th season
wrapping
appearance
up
for sure.
Towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that, though. It's a cool, funny end to the season.
Now, we also want to say a big thank you to the guest that was supposed to have been on this week, but we had to move her so that we could allow Jay some promotion time for his date on the 5th.
Right.
Because otherwise this show
Right.
would have dropped on that date, and there would have been like,
but our guest that's coming up helped us.
Yes.
And we
she's
appreciate that, too.
And the funny thing is, she's a friend of Jay Miller.
And she's a friend.
And was on board with being bumped. So
Yeah, and she came here, and it was awesome.
Yes.
Like, wow. Like, she just came. She was like, yeah, I'd love to. You know,
that's
right
Elena?
Elena, like, right away. So thanks, Elena.
What's her last name?
Abels.
Elena Abels.
Elena Abels. Adorable name. Anyway, she's awesome, and we'll promote her next time. But
yes, she'll be up.
Elena Abels. Check her out on Twitter and Facebook.
She's on the next show as well.
And
she's
be nice.
Our next guest
Or
coming.
I'll come get you.
She's awesome. She's lots of fun.
Yes, lots of fun with the Jokers. She loves Kev. She loves Jay, especially. And
Very
she loves
active
other
on-
people. But,
very active on social media.
Right, but we're not going to talk about the other people she likes because she's going to share it on the next time she comes in.
You will hear it on the next episode.
Yeah, because we totally forgot a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. But it's still a good episode.
Oh, it's awesome. Oh, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But she was the first time here. So
I love introductory episodes because, like, once they're over, the next time on, everything's easier.
Right.
But, you know, so.
Well, that was the thing, too. Like, when someone's new, especially, like, coming here.
You do an intro show.
Like, off the train. Like, we really never met, like, 100%. Like, we
have two.
No. Like in this sort of venue.
Yeah.
So, like, coming to someone's house. And she, but it was great. It was a great interview, and I look forward to it next time.
Yes,
you guys are going to love it.
That'll be next week.
Right. So, check out Elena.
Anything else we need to cover before we get the flock out of here?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we're rapidly approaching show 37, which will be the last of season 4.
Right. I know that the Scum and Villainy just had the comic book men there.
Yes.
So that will be soon. There'll be. I wonder. I don't even know. If
I don't know where that would premiere. Probably be on Kevin's feed or something.
I'm not sure. I would check. I would
might be on
check
Smodcast. Might be on Kevin Smith's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I would check Smodcast.com and also his YouTube channel for that.
Yeah,
that'll be something to look forward to. That'll be a lot of fun.
I also saw our buddy Jeremy Ween was. Podcasting with Ming. I guess he was promoting the latest
the NYC Podfest. It's in April, I think, or May. It's coming up like
soon.
already.
Because all I know is this year we were like, we got too.
Think about it. It's February already.
Yeah, we had too many other things on our plate, and we felt like we're going to give it a miss this year.
And a big shout out birthday.
But a big shout out to them. We're still supporters.
Right, and another shout out birthday to Sean Buss. Happy birthday, dude!
Yes,
I know we sent you messages.
Yeah.
And
here's
a shout out.
But I was like,
yeah, but he knows it's from
I hope
all
he
of us, too.
I hope he includes me in that.
Happy birthday, sir! From the show, from all of us here.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think that might be it.
We're to shout it out Afterburn.
Yeah, Afterburn. Thank you. And
well, I think that's it.
Yeah, I
at
think
least
we're
for
good.
now.
Yeah, and if we think of something, we'll just tweet it out. We love you guys. Thank you. And
I also know who our guest will be after that.
Who?
The Master Debaters.
Oh, Master Debaters.
So, and for show 37, we'll have our audience back on.
Yes. And check out Danny
so
Rat.
That gives you an idea of the rest of the season. So.
Right. Check out Danny. Support her. Let her know that she's doing great on the sped lines and all that. And freakyfandoms.com. And support them. I don't know. I think we've got everything covered.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
But if we forgot something, we know this. We will not forget to say that if no one else told you, you are smart and you're good. Oh, I know something.
Yes.
You're smart and good, and you can also order stickers over at our
Oh,
Etsy
yeah.
account.
Yeah.
Go over to Etsy, type in ThatMan on Fatman,
Uh-huh.
and I believe you should be guided to the place where you could buy stickers. There's a link on our account, but I was running into some trouble. Maybe I'll fix it by the time you hear it.
Okay. Well, go to Patreon too. If
And
you want.
Patreon, check out our
Yeah.
stuff there.
And-
throw some money
right.
our way. If
and if you
feel the
haven't
need.
done Ralph's Patreon, go to Ralph.
Yeah. See, Ralph says if
Ralph
you want to
Report.
listen, you got to pay.
You got Ralph Report,
Ours
so you can hear me on the show.
Ours is you can listen whenever you want, and if you so choose to throw us some bucks, you may.
Right, but Ralph's is Ralph's.
Yeah, Ralph is pay to listen,
Yeah.
pay to hear.
Yeah, and his is.
And if you want to hear Gene, yeah.
I was gonna say, if you want to hear me, you have to.
All right, you can get in
go
for
to
$3.
Ralph Report.
All it takes is $3,
and
over
that's
there.
really cheap.
Yeah,
like super cheap.
But I would go to the $5 if I were you.
Yeah, go to $5, and it's totally worth it. You're getting he's definitely got the show going. Like he's got little songs, and he's doing little jingles.
Boy, we should pay him that. We should see if he wants us to advertise him.
No, but it's not just thrown together. He gives a shit. You can tell he gives a shit. He has Jimmy Kimmel come on.
Hey,
check that out.
You've already contributed.
I did.
You did.
So check out me on the Ralph Report.
There you go. Okay.
It was just fun. And check out Tales from the Swing, too.
And check out me. No.
Yeah.
Don't check out me, because I'm here. You're already checking me out.
What are you talking about? I'm checking.
I'm tired from listening to you. It's really the truth. There was a comment that Jerry Seinfeld said to fucking what's her name to
I know
to
Sarah Jessica
Parker on the show. It was just
right?
like,
see, and Jay loved that.
You're so much like me. You know, I could tell. Everybody says I'm fucking hanging around me is tiresome.
Right.
Now I understand.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, because you can be tiresome too.
I irritate people.
I don't irritate a lot of people, do I?
No, you're absolutely a doll.
Well, I love you guys. Have a great
sexiest lady I know. Hubba hubba.
You're smart and good.
I am, because I know that you're the sexiest lady. All right. You're smart and you're good. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Be good.
Are you're about to do E.T.? You're going to steal his stuff?
Be good.
You're smart and good. We'll catch you next time. Byes.
Staring out in space, looking for an angel smile and praying for some faith. Thoughts are drifting through my mind and filling it with fear. Is there something else out there, and just why are we here? Then I see the world will turn, and we must be its guide. Dreams and nonsense schemes, dawn comes, we must reply. Powers from our mother earth, they'll blow us to our knees. While our souls combined as one, come join us if you please, if you please. Reading moments one by one and smirking like a thief. Sleeping through another night. Genesis and matter's wake is coming from our sun. Living in this very moment, for this moment's done.
Ooh-ah.
But now I see the dawn will come, and we are all its guide.
Yeah.
Crazy dreams and nonsense schemes, the Godhead in the skies.
Yeah.
Powers from our mother earth, it's all we'll ever be.
Yeah.
All our souls combined as one, come join us if you please, if you please.
Yeah.
Ooh-ah.
Yeah.
Join another person's eyes, we worship at our shrine. Worship flowers into bloom, there's no such thing as time.
Yeah.
Powers from our mother earth will blow us to our knees.
Yeah.
Twisting, turning, minds are burning, join us if you please.
Ooh,
Now I see that I am just beginning its demise.
Yeah.
Flashing bits of comic light that vanish from the skies.
Yeah.
Colors from our mother earth is all we'll ever be.
Yeah.
All our souls combined as one. Come join us if you please.
Yeah.
If you please.
Yeah.
If you please. If you please.
ooh,
There he is. It's that man standing over Blood Alley Square, protecting us all. Go get him, that man.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. All the humanity and all the fans been screaming around. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen.